Kia ora koutou katoa, and welcome to the launch of the Business Link Pacific Finance Facility. I'm Steve Knapp, Director of Business Link Pacific. I'm pleased to announce the launch of BLP's Finance Facility, a new service that facilitates access to capital for successful SMEs that have been financially distressed by COVID-19 in order to support recovery and growth. This new service is initially available in PNG, Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, Cook Islands, Solomon Islands and Kiribati. The New Zealand Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade and BLP have created the SME Finance Facility to address immediate needs of SMEs in the Pacific. The facility provides resources for businesses to adapt and respond to a new global business environment and to develop innovative services and products. Business Link Pacific and the new SME Finance Facility is delivered by DT Global. The Finance Facility will provide business adaptation grants combined with concessional loans. These will be delivered in partnership with local banks and financial institutions and supported by BLP's network of business advisory service providers and in-country network representatives. Now more than ever, SMEs need business advisory services and access to capital and financial services to ensure long-term sustainability and resilience. Access to finance combined with good planning, innovation and best business practices are going to be crucial to our economic recovery. Through the facility, the New Zealand Government is investing 6.9 million New Zealand dollars to support the recovery of the private sector in the Pacific Islands. The first product available to SMEs are Adaptation Grants. These are designed to support new products, services and projects that help businesses to adapt to this new business environment. Applications are now open on the Business Link Pacific portal. Interested businesses can find out more on our website, at the Chambers of Commerce or from the New Zealand High Commission in your country. We will talk about the eligibility criteria for businesses and projects later in this announcement. But first, let's hear from New Zealand's High Commissioners on how businesses have been affected in Pacific Island countries and how they expect the facility will help businesses to recover.
Kia ora koutou, Bulavanaka, namaste. My name is Jonathan Kerr. I'm New Zealand's High Commissioner to Fiji. One of the things that the COVID-19 pandemic has wrought within the Pacific region has been a massive economic impact. It has particularly affected the tourism industry in Fiji and a number of other countries in the Pacific region. This has had a big impact on small and medium-sized enterprises, which is why access to finance is so important for SMEs in Fiji and the rest of the region. First of all, SMEs often have struggled to access financial products, and this new program offers a new way of providing support to SMEs that have been impacted by the economic downturn that this pandemic has brought to the region. Secondly, some industries and some businesses have been disproportionately affected because of their reliance on tourism. This is not just for SMEs that are involved in tourism directly, but also those SMEs that provide products and services to those businesses involved directly in the tourism sector. And lastly, SMEs also are looking at the current situation, especially those that have been reliant on tourism, and are looking at ways to diversify their business away from tourism or away from other parts of the economy that have been impacted by the inability for us to travel in the ways that we did before the COVID-19 pandemic. These are some of the reasons why it's so important to make sure that SMEs have access to finance.
During this time of crisis, New Zealand is committed to supporting PNG's private sector to create more inclusive economic opportunities and benefits for all Papua New Guineans. Papua New Guineans are creative and entrepreneurial, and supporting SME growth will have long-lasting benefits to the economy and to livelihoods. Business advice and access to finance for small to medium-sized businesses is often hard to find in PNG, but there are many skilled business advisory services in the country. Through the New Zealand-funded Business Link Pacific program, many SMEs, especially those led by women, have been supported to access quality business advice. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Business Link Pacific program has supported SMEs with business continuity planning to help them survive and grow during this challenging time. I'm pleased to say that New Zealand's commitment to developing PNG's private sector is extending even further. The new Business Link Pacific Finance Facility will provide another avenue for PNG's SMEs to grow, providing access to business adaptation grants and concessional loans from local financial institutions and supported by PNG's high-quality business advisory service providers. I invite all SMEs in PNG to get in touch with the Business Link Pacific team to see how this program can support you to develop and grow your business.
Tēnā koutou katoa, talofa lava. My name is Dr. Trevor Madison, New Zealand High Commissioner to Samoa. Samoa's private sector is a key driver of growth for its economy, and a well-functioning public-private sector partnership is critical to a country's prosperity and its well-being. New Zealand has been involved in private sector development in Samoa for many years, and ours is a long-standing commitment that continues through regional programs like Business Link Pacific. New Zealand and Samoa have a treaty of friendship, and the well-being of both our nations and its peoples is at the core. As a key trading partner for New Zealand in the Pacific, Samoa is a growth market that we expect to expand under the new PACER Plus agreement. Access to finance remains a key barrier for Samoa's private sector development. Improving access to finance for Samoa's SMEs will ensure greater business continuity and resilience throughout this devastating health and economic crisis, notwithstanding leveraging the opportunities that can unexpectedly come out of COVID. Ngā mihi nunui, soifua ma ia manuia.
Kia ora koutou katoa and maluelele. My name is Tiffany Babington and I'm the New Zealand High Commissioner to Tonga. How is access to finance going to help business in Tonga? We live in tough economic times and access to finance is more critical than ever for businesses here. Access to finance can provide businesses with time and resources to reconfigure and adapt their business model, diversify operations and innovate. Access to finance can also provide greater financial certainty, relieve cash flow pressures and enable businesses to retain staff and transition to this new COVID-19 operating environment.
Kamna Māori. Kiribati is being affected by COVID in several ways. Kiribati is COVID-free and people here are working hard to ensure that this remains the case. One of the implications of this is that air travel in and out of the country is tightly and carefully managed. As a consequence, however, Kiribati's fledgling tourism and growing accommodation and hospitality sectors are struggling with business turnover and earnings are down. Staff have lost their jobs. Some export businesses have also experienced declining demand or more challenging supply chains to the export markets. And dramatically affected is Kiribati's ability to participate in the international maritime sector, where its seafarers have been valuable money earners for their families and their communities. The Kiribati government is working hard at cushioning these impacts through financial support and looking to provide for improved but safe movement across the airport.
Kia rana tātai katoa. COVID-19 has had an unprecedented impact worldwide. Here in the Cook Islands, we're blessed to be in one of the few countries in the world that has remained COVID-19 free. The Cook Islands hasn't been immune though to the economic repercussions of the pandemic. According to a recent survey by the Pacific Trade Invest Network, over 90% of businesses here in the Cook Islands have reported a reduction in revenue due to the pandemic. At the same time, some 70% of those same businesses have said that they feel confident of their ability to weather the current COVID-19 storm. I have no doubt that that's in large part due to the fact that the Cook Island government has a really great COVID-19 economic response plan in place, which New Zealand has been really pleased to support. The economic response plan includes a range of support measures for businesses, including wage subsidies and low interest loans. Today, I'm really pleased to have this opportunity to draw your attention to another service that businesses here will soon be able to avail of, the Business Link Pacific's Finance Facility. In particular, the Business Link's Adaptation Grants will enable businesses here to innovate and redesign their services and products in response to the current business environment, while also preparing for the future. Despite the uncertain times that we're currently living in, like most people here in the Cook Islands, we're confident our collective future will be a bright one. For now, all the best for a safe and prosperous 2021. Me taki ma'ata.
Tihei Mauri ora. My name is Georgina Roberts. I'm the New Zealand High Commissioner to Solomon Islands. Over the past year in Solomon Islands, I've seen SMEs struggle as they've had to face the challenges presented by COVID-19. What I would like to see achieved through the BLP Finance Facility in Solomon Islands is for those SMEs that have survived to be able to prepare themselves to thrive in the times ahead. I'd like to see businesses accessing the services of BLP and accessing the funding that is now available through the facility. I'd like to see that funding used creatively and with purpose to build capability. We need SMEs that can adapt, innovate, and are able to pivot to offset the challenges that are going to continue to come. National economies are looking to diversify. Solomon Islands is no different. That diversification will come through SMEs. SMEs are where innovation and creativity and adaptability will come. Businesses that are able to be robust and resilient will help carry the economy forward. I hope businesses will apply to this facility, use the opportunity to face the challenges that are going to continue to come.
The grant is open to businesses that fulfil the following criteria. There must be an existing and operating business in the participating country. This is PNG, Solomon Islands, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Cook Islands and Kiribati. And employ up to 50 people, i.e. a maximum of 50 employees. Project eligibility criteria. The following project activities are eligible for consideration for grant funding. Grants can be used to pay for services to support business adaptation, for materials or equipment for your business adaptation plans, to provide working capital, i.e. to buy stock or machinery, or to offer as equity for a loan. I'd like to invite all eligible SMEs with projects that meet the criteria to apply for an adaptation grant now at businesslinkpacific.com. We have created an easy checklist to verify your business and project eligibility, so you know what is required before starting. Applications are now open and remain open until the end of January. We will release more information about new products, so follow BLP on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. We wish you all a great closing of 2020 and a very prosperous 2021.